Private companies made it, Chucky. No, they received first money from BARDA, the Vaccine Challenge. Then they received enormous government subsidies, and then they removed all liability from it. You didn't make a product. If I paid for your product, I created a guaranteed market for your product, and I de-risked the product. If there's any defect or problem with it, you have no liability. That's not free market, okay? I don't know what the fuck that is, but that's not free market. And if you think that is, you're not very smart, ape. Pfizer didn't accept the money, but Moderna did. Oh, but they did. BioNTech got a fuck ton of money from the German government, and BioNTech was the one who made it. And Pfizer has a built-in guarantee in their distribution. There was in the Operation Warp Speed, a purchase of 100 million units of it. So they pre-bought it, and the money was upfront guaranteed. And all the R&D was subsidized by the European Union through partnership. That's clever marketing. You guys are so fucking brainwashed. Turn off CNN. Actually, okay, this is an interesting question right here. So how do you feel about saying that money does not make you happy as long as you're healthy? I personally think that wealth makes better health. Okay, I have a story about this. So when I first came into the cryptocurrency space, there was a person who came from a very prominent family. He was actually the descendant of two prominent banking families in the United States. And he was worth probably over $1 billion. He had 14 trust funds. And so every time I'd go to New York, I'd see him, and he was always surrounded by a posse of people, and most of them were sycophants. And deeply unhappy guy, very smart, very talented, but deeply unhappy guy. And he ended up dying of a drug overdose in rehab. And, you know, he was a champion scuba diver, and he started fashion labels. He did all this stuff, but he wasn't a very happy guy. He was always chased by his demons. Why? Because he had all this money, but it came from this legacy, and the money didn't validate or justify him. It was a burden and responsibility that he didn't really want to sign up for. He was born into that burden and responsibility. We have this mistaken belief that wealth somehow gives you health, happiness, all these other things. It doesn't do any of that. You see, if you are just given something and there's no skill involved in that, it's like that Twilight Zone episode where the dude always wins and he finds out he's in hell. That's literally what that is. And even if you've earned it, you're not defined by the wealth. It's an after effect of the things that you did. I built Ethereum with Vitalik and was there for 5 months. Okay. I did Cardano. You know, I've done all these things in my life. Oh, and you can read articles and books and blog posts and see all the videos and the journey and the progression and the people I've met and see the hair fall off my head, you know, the belly get bigger. It's a shared experience. It's the journey of a lifetime, 52 countries in a handful of years. Just about to go meet 5 heads of state next month. Go see the tombs of Egypt. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. That is what matters, is the journey, the experiences, the things you do, the people you meet along the way, the things you accomplish and build. Now, you might get fabulously wealthy doing that, or you might end the entire journey absolutely abject poverty and broke. There's been a few American presidents who were poor when they retired and died, but there's an amazing journey there. So there's something beyond the raw acquisition of wealth and power that creates meaning in life, and you have to get to that. The purpose of life. And it's very personal. It's connected to your lifestyle, your values, your culture, your legacy. Some people, they live through their children, and the whole arc of their life is to sacrifice for those children so those children can have a significantly better life. We see this a lot with immigrants in America when they come. They say, it's not my place to be the rich guy, and it's not my place to live well. It's my place to create a foundation so my kids can never know the horrors that I knew. in my host country. For other people, it's academic accomplishment. For other people, it's musical accomplishment. For other people, it's just religious awakening. Okay, but the point is, it's meaning. That's the key. And as you do that, if it happens that those things are commercially beneficial to society, almost always you'll generate as an after effect value, money from that. If they're not commercially beneficial to society, then you'll generate something else, but you're not doing that for the wealth. You're doing that because whatever that is, it creates meaning for you, and you can optimize around that. And in terms of better health, wealth oftentimes doesn't lead to that. You get surrounded by sycophantism, quackery. You get surrounded by lifestyle diseases. You get a lot of toxicity in your life. The more stress you have in your life, the more effect the stress has on you. And almost always it can wear you down. There was a founder of a Silicon Valley startup. I run into him every now and then. He died in a shed, burnt to death after inhaling nitric oxide. And I think he was only 140, 150 pounds. Super nice guy. But the lifestyle, all these other things around him, it made things much worse off. And so in many cases, wealth can actually deteriorate, destroy health. And lottery winners are a great example of that. If you follow people who win the lottery, most of them end up broke within 10 years. And a lot of them, the whole life gets destroyed. One guy, happily married grandfather, everything in his life going fine, small business owner, wins like $100 million, $200 million. I can't remember how much it is. Within 10 years, he's divorced. His granddaughter died of a drug overdose. He's lost all the money. And he's got a criminal record. Everything went to hell. The wealth destroyed his health, and the wealth destroyed his life. Remember that lesson. See, this is another misconception right here. Money is a necessary tool. No, people are necessary. Everything you want to do in life, there's a person either to make the product that you need to do that thing, or a person that you need to work with to do that. You have this bizarre idea that money is the universal currency to compel people to do that. That's true, but if that was the case, ask yourself this question. How much money would you take to go and participate in a suicide mission? Like 9/11 just recently, the 20th anniversary of 9/11. A lot of people don't know this, but Flight 93, as it was flying in the sky, the Air National Guard sent a fighter jet on an intercept mission, but they didn't have time to arm the fighter jet that they were sending for the intercept mission. And they knew that the Flight 93 was headed to go hit a building and kill lots of people. The two pilots that were in that fighter jet, they knew that the only way they were going to be able to down the plane was to collide into the flight, a suicide mission. So you tell me, how much money would you accept to go on a suicide mission? The answer is, I wouldn't accept any because I can't use the money. Oh, well, but why were those pilots then willing to do that? There must be some sort of higher inspiration or ethic that inspired them to go and do that. Preservation of life, or nationalism, or a belief that that's their duty in that role. But then why would people volunteer and sign up for something that they have to sacrifice for others? And that sacrifice is not monetary. Think about it. So the key is, when you have a passion and you have meaning in life, the necessary tool is the ability to spread that passion and that meaning and find like minds in that. And they'll connect with you, work with you, and give you the shirt on their back if they need to in order to get that done. That's the necessary tool in life. You think money is? Everything in your life is going to be so little and not satisfying. Every relationship will be transactional. Every event and experience is always a price tag, and you'll always lose because money's rigged.